Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Yoga for Everybody session. My name is Skyla Ramirez. Let's go ahead and get comfortable, either in a seated, a standing, or even a lying down position today. The foundation for every practice is breathing. We know that a good, healthy breath with proper diaphragmatic function can provide a lot of support to your back and can also help with effective digestion, elimination, and raise your metabolism. And that is perfect as we are moving into the spring season. We are going to work on lifting metabolism today and detoxing the body as well. So let's go ahead and get started. From wherever you are, go ahead and bring both hands onto your stomach. And while you have your hands here on the belly, imagine that as you inhale, the belly inflates with the breath and the abdomen pushes out. As we exhale, we're pulling the stomach muscles in, inhaling, pressing the stomach out. Exhale, pulling the belly in, inhaling through the nose as much as possible. Exhaling from the throat. Let's try maybe 3 more like that. Now, since we have had a little bit of time to feel those stomach muscles working, we're going to increase the effort on the exhale. This is called Bastrika, the Bellows breath. We're going to do a really forced exhale. It's almost like a type sensation, like a karate chop sensation. We're going to try 5 to 10 of these today. Inhaling through the nose, strong, exhaling out from the throat, pulling those stomach muscles in. Let's try 5 to 10 of them, sitting nice and tall or standing or lying down. Inhale in through your nose. One more. Now, from wherever you are, go ahead and relax. Let's turn the palms up, coming into seated or standing at this time. As you inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead, reach towards the sky. Turn the palms forward, then pull back with your elbows, drawing the elbows down behind you. Shoulders pressed to the hips. Inhaling, sweeping the arms up and overhead. Palms forward, pull from the elbows, pull back in the shoulders, draw the elbows in behind you. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, pulling the elbows back. Let's do 1 or 2 more. Option to close your eyes here. Maybe just tune into the sensations, the contractions in the back of the body, and also tune into the range of motion of being able to open your chest. Once you've moved through 1 more of those big inhales and then a big exhale back, let's inhale those arms up and overhead. And as you exhale, twist it over to the left side of your body. And you don't want to create a lot of effort with this twist. Twisting poses are very powerful all on their own, so we don't have to exert or torque the spine in this. We could always look over our left shoulder as well, getting a nice stretch in the neck, squeezing some of the lymph nodes around the head and the neck. When you're ready, inhale. Let's bring both arms straight up and overhead, reaching towards the sky. And as you exhale, twist it over to the right. You could put your left hand on the outside of your right leg, maybe the right hand by your low back, looking over that right shoulder. Again, not exerting too much effort here. It might feel very different twisting to the left versus the right. Keeping in mind that you do have different organs on different sides of the body, depending on when you last ate, you might just notice that the twist feels different. Let's hold it here, just 1 or 2 more breaths. Breathe into that upper right lung. When you're ready, inhaling both arms up overhead, big breath in. From here, lace your fingers together, bring them down in front of your body. Pressing strong through the palms, straight ahead of you. On an exhale, let's round the spine, tucking the tailbone under, and dropping the chin to the chest. As you inhale, separate the hands, bring the hands up, push your chest forward and pull those arms back. Exhaling, lacing the fingers, inverting the palms, rounding the spine. Inhale, pulling the hands back, lifting the heart, maybe even looking up. Exhale, lace the palms, invert the palms, press it forward, round the spine. Inhale, pull the palms back, lengthen up, open up through the head and the neck. Let's take a moment, relax the hands. If you're seated at this time, I invite you to come up to standing for us to safely make our way to standing from all fours. Take one leg forward, then the other, and go ahead and come on up. From any standing or seated position, take your feet out wide. Let's turn the toes out, and we'll bring our hands down onto the thighs, creating a flat back posture. On the inhale, flip your hips back, lengthen through the spine, and maybe even look up to about where the wall meets the ceiling, shifting the gaze up. We're working with some of the nerves in the eyes that can get really tired when we're staring at spreadsheets or computer monitors. On the exhale, let's pull the hips down, round the spine, and drop your head. Shake the head yes. Turn it left and right. Pause for a moment. Let the hips flip back again. Let's hold it here in standing or seated cow pose. Inhaling, shifting that gaze up towards the sky, towards the ceiling. When you're ready, take that right hand across to your left thigh and take the left hand to your low back. So we're moving into a very gentle standing twist here. You may want to shift your hips over to the right while you press that right hand into your left leg, encouraging just a little more rotation, a little more swivel at the waistline. Breathe into your upper left lung, and you could look over that left shoulder or down at the floor. Let's bring our hands to neutral. Repositioning the hips or the feet if they have shifted at all. Let's take our left hand to the right thigh. Right hand, knuckles by the low back. As we twist, naturally that left hip might start to drop in. So we're gonna push over, maybe lift that left hip a little, and then go into that twist over on the right side of your body. Looking over the right shoulder, or maybe looking down at the floor, holding in our twist, breathing into the upper right lung. One more easy breath. When you're ready, bring it through center. One cat, one cow, cow pose, flipping the hips back, looking forward, lifting the head, opening your throat. Exhale, cat pose, rounding the hips, tucking the tailbone under, drop the chin, and round your upper back. So we're stretching the kidneys, stretching the adrenal glands. We're working with things like combating adrenal fatigue or just that afternoon slump that can come sometimes. Let's find a flat back. Slowly come up into standing, opening the palms of the hands. Inhale, sweeping the arms up and overhead, reaching straight up to the sky, holding an extended mountain. From here, let's look at our feet and see that the feet are fairly narrow. They could be as wide as your pelvis bones, but not hip width. Take them in and keep them just a little more narrow. From here, we're going to work a little bit on stabilizing the SI joint and sciatic nerve while we open the front of the hip. Let's lower our chin, shift forward, and only lift your heels enough to swipe a credit card under your feet. You may want to try engaging your glutes, just a gentle glute squeeze to thrust the hips forward, maybe an inch or two. As we inhale into the chest, we may reach up a little more and maybe even lift your head and neck. Open the throat as a natural extension of the spine. Sometimes looking up makes this a little easier. If you want to lift those heels a little more, Reach from the hands to encourage that lift in your feet. Let's stay here for 3 big breaths. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, open the mouth, releasing any tension that might be hiding from our morning. From here, let's drop the heels, making fist with your hands. Inhale, sweep the arms behind you and place those fists at the low back. If this is creating any pain in the fingers or wrist, you could always flatten your palm and place flat palms at the low back. From here, we're pulling the elbows back as much as possible, imagining that our ribs are being pulled forward and the heart is being pulled up to the sky. This is a standing camel expression. Inhaling into the center of the chest, pull the heart up a little more, and maybe even lift the head, open the throat, working to correct our upper spine posture if we have had to look down a lot already this morning. One more big inhale. We don't want to stay here very long as those muscles are very tiny and they're pretty fragile in that space. When you're ready, relax your arms, relax the head and the neck, standing with our feet fairly narrow, pelvis or width of the hips. Let's take our left leg back a short stride. Taking a little bend in that right knee, let's shift forward. And now straighten that right leg and rock it back. This can be a very narrow stance. It doesn't have to be a very wide stance. Sometimes the narrow stance gives us better balance. From here, let's inhale the arms overhead. Keep that bend in your right knee. Finding warrior one. When we look down at our foot, hopefully we see that our toe is moving towards, our knee is moving towards our second, third, and fourth toes. So hopefully we can see our big toe or at least the tip of our shoe. This means that we're not over bending our knee. From here, as we inhale, let's reach, grab a hold of your left wrist with the right hand and slowly bend over to the right. Keep pressing that left heel down into the floor. Inhale, pull up from your armpit while you drape that left arm overhead. Just a gentle tug on the right wrist. Big inhale, pull up from the rib, breathe into that space under your left armpit. One more breath in. When you're ready, bring it to center. Let's take the arms overhead. Let's pat ourselves on the back with our right arm and take the left hand, knuckles to the low back. If this creates any pain at all for your right shoulder, you could always lower that elbow down in front of you. From wherever we are, let's take a moment and maybe close the eyes, working on balance, pressing into the inner blades of the feet, pull up through the pelvic floor, urethral squeeze, engaging the same muscles that are used to support our bladder. Pressing down into that left heel, become aware of energy in the left hip. Inhale, move your awareness across from the left hip to the right armpit. And as you inhale, feel that you're pulling up and out of that right armpit, maybe leaning a little to the left now. You can look up, eyes open or closed, straight ahead with your heart, or down over the left shoulder. Again, eyes opened or closed. Usually closing the eyes will create a greater balance challenge for the body. And this could just give your eyes a break if you have had to stare at spreadsheets, computer monitors. Go ahead and close the eyes. The eyes, like other muscles in the body, can become strained when they are overused. Let's inhale into that upper right lung. Exhale. One more big breath. Slowly bring the head, the spine, neck to neutral. Release that right arm. Release the left arm. Let's step our feet so that we're in our mountain expression, feet close together or a little wider. Taking our right foot back. We're simply bending and straightening that left leg a few times, checking in with the knees. Eventually holding that left knee bent, pressing down and back into the right heel. Inhaling, reaching the arms up and overhead. Let's bend our right hand over the head. Hold onto your right wrist with your left hand. And as you inhale, pull out of that right armpit and lean over to the left. Nice big side bend in our warrior one pose today. Looking down over to the left in alignment with the heart or up over that right shoulder. Position your neck in the place where you feel the most comfort. Big inhale into that upper right lung. Just one more. When you're ready, come to center. Let's pat ourselves on the back with our left hand, taking the right hand to the low back. You may want to experiment with walking the fingertips towards each other, maybe even clasping the hands, or lower that left elbow a little bit. That can take some tension out of the rotator cuff. From wherever you are, pull up and out of that left armpit, keeping that bend in the left knee. We can lean to the right, this time breathing into the upper left armpit region. Big breath in. Exhale from the throat. While we're here, we may want to look over the shoulder, straight ahead, or up to the sky. Maybe close the eyes. Tune into the sensations in your right heel, pressing down into the earth, bringing awareness up to your right hip, across to the left armpit, and then up to your left elbow. Finding a pretty robust breath, inhaling into your nose, and then exhaling from your throat. When you're ready, release both hands down. Inhaling, taking the arms overhead, reaching towards the sky. Let's step our feet together. Toes may be touching, maybe a little space in the heels. Turn the palms back behind you. So if you have your palms and thumbs forward, you're going to rotate those hands so that you're able to see your palms. Flip the palms up and then press the palms up towards the sky. Lowering our chin, let's shift forward and lift the heels just a little bit. Pressing through the heels of the hands, we may want to lift the head and open the throat. Pull the muscles up in the pelvic floor that helps support your bladder. Exaggerate your inhale in and around your chest. Big inhale. Exhale from the throat. Big inhale. One more big breath. Bow out the chest. And then exhale. Let's inhale. Take those arms up. And then exhale, swan dive, hands to the thighs, deeply bending the knees. We're walking our hands down towards our shins, maybe touching our toes, maybe even reaching towards the floor. No matter where you go with this forward fold stretch, be sure that your back is in agreement with it. Only reaching with minimal effort, just enough to maybe notice the hamstrings or notice a stretch in your low back. Let's shake out our head and neck, hang loose like a rag doll. Shaking yes, turning the head left and right. Let's all bring our hands up onto our shins or onto the knees. Bend the knees and drop the hips back. pressing the hips back, little hip hinge. Let your hips sway left and right. And as we sway, this is going to wake up the kneecaps a little bit. As we sway over to the left, bend your left knee, sway over to the right, bend the right knee. Let's try maybe just a few more. Sway to the left, left knee bend. Sway to the right, right knee bend. Just one more on each side. Working in just a gentle IT band stretch here. Let's come to center, gently standing up, placing the hands on the hips. Take your right foot in front of the left foot, crossing it over. Keep your left leg straight and bend the left knee. This is going to create a little sway of the hips over to the left. From here, let's take our left hand, circle it back and around, reach that left arm either straight up to the sky or take it over your head. Left leg is straight, right knee is bent, hips are pushing over to the left, opening up the side hip, opening up your ribs, hopefully encouraging the energies that help us to have better digestion and also releasing tension where anxiety or stress can get stored up in the gut. As we inhale, let's pull up from the rib while we reach over. When you're ready, bring it to center and lower the hand to the hip. Let's reposition our feet to neutral, stepping our left foot over the right, planting both feet. We're straightening the right leg and bending the left knee. Hips sway over to the right. Opening up the right palm as we inhale, let's sweep it up. Either reach straight up, maybe even rotate through the shoulder as if you're going to screw in a light bulb. Or take that arm over your head and reach the hand over. Looking over the left shoulder while we're in this big outer hip stretch. Big stretch on your ribs. Clearing out the lungs, working on some lymphatic drainage. We want to make sure everything is draining, especially as we're shifting in the seasons and allergies are more common now. Let's inhale into that upper right lung, pull up from the rib and reach it over. Continue to press into that back right leg, bend the left knee. Inhale into the nose, exhale from the throat. When you're ready, slowly return that right hand to the waist. Let's feel the body safe and supported. Bringing that left foot across. From here, feet are open to about hips width. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Big inhale. Exhale, take the hands back. Big backstroke motion. Opening up the stress. Keeping that choreographed movement of inhaling up and exhaling back. Syncing up the breath with our flowing arms. Let's do just one more big breath in. When you're ready, bring the hands to the heart, either coming to seated or lying down on our backs, closing in our stretch today. Become aware of your breath. Let the shoulders relax. You could even lay the hands over the chest if that's more comfortable. Breathe in through the nose, out from the throat. If you know that you hold tension in your chest or in your back or in your spine or in your jaw, if you know your body gets tense there, relax the bottom lip and exhale like you're going to fog a mirror. Maybe two more in closing. From here, we can close together. Thank you, everyone, for joining me today in our stretch. Please remember to join me for our meditation classes every